Okay, so we have the first quadrant of the unit circle all filled out, and now we're going to talk about the relationships that make the unit circle work here. So, I'm going to recolor code for us. Let's go ahead and use our highlighter again. I think earlier we had pink as our pi over 6s. I don't remember the other colors we had, so might not be super consistent with earlier, but do my best. I like this pretty turquoise for our pi over 4s. And I don't know, how about purple? For our pi over 3s. Quadrantals. Okay, so filling in the rest of our values here. So this color coding is important. So let's just look at our pi over 6s, which are those light pink. So at pi over 6 here, our value, our ordered pair is radical 3 over 2, 1/2. So we're going out radical 3 over 2 and up 1/2. Well, for 5 pi over 6 here in the second quadrant, just to show you where I am, right here, we're going over and up the same amount. So we're still going out a lot and up a little. So it's still radical 3 over 2, 1/2. The thing that's different here are our signs. Here our x value, because this point in the middle here, this is the origin. So that's 0, 0 down there. So here I'm going, the x direction is negative, and so I'm going up, y is positive. So in this second quadrant, cosine is negative, and sine is positive. Let's go ahead and do the rest of our pi over 6s. So now 7 pi over 6, which is down here in quadrant 3. At 7 pi over 6, I'm going out to the left pi over, to the left radical 3 and down 1/2. Sorry, radical 3 over 2, 1/2. And since I'm in quadrant 3, both are negative. And at 11 pi over 6, again, I'm still going out radical 3 over 2. In this case, our x is positive, and our y is negative because I'm going down 1/2 to get to this point. Down 1/2. So those 4 points on your unit circle are all the same except for the signs. So the 5 in the 5 pi over 6 just tells you you're in quadrant 2, so cosine is negative. The 7 in 7 pi over 6 just tells you that both sine and cosine are negative. And the 11 in the 11 pi over 6 tells you that you're in the 4th quadrant, and so your y value is negative. Now let's look at our pi over 4s. So in quadrant 1, pi over 4 is radical 2 over 2. Cosine is radical 2 over 2, and so is sine. So in quadrant 2, we have the same ordered pair, but our x is negative. We would, if you wanted to, drop it down to make that same it's the same triangle, just reflected where x is negative. For 5 pi over 4 in the 3rd quadrant, we have both negative. And for 7 pi over 4, which is in the 4th quadrant, x is positive, so cosine is positive, and sine is negative. All right, thirds. So at pi over 3, cosine is 1/2, and sine is radical 3 over 2. So my ordered pair is 1/2 radical 3 over 2. Following the same pattern we've been going with in the 2nd quadrant, at 2 pi over 3, my ordered pair is negative 1/2. radical 3 over 2. In the third quadrant, both are negative. Negative 1/2, negative radical 3 over 2. And in the fourth quadrant, just our y value or our sign value is negative. So positive 1/2, negative radical 3 over 2. Beautiful. So I guess I should write here, sine is negative. And in the third quadrant, sine and cosine are negative. Two more ordered pairs to fill in. At pi out here, same as 180 degrees. Here we're going in the negative direction for the x, so it's -1, but we're going up 0. And at 3 pi over 2, or 270, we're going down 1. So your y is -1, and your x is 0. Okay, that is the unit circle, completely filled out for you. So the only other thing really that we work with on the unit circle are tangent and the other three ratios. So tangent is sine over cosine. So if you know sine and cosine, then you know tangent. And the other three are just the reciprocal of sine, cosine, and tangent. So you find the values of sine, cosine, and tangent and flip them. But we will work on those a lot in class. So I hope these videos have been helpful.